I'm an introvert now, and as a result, this is why I hate most people. I know hate's a strong word, but I really dislike them. I really dislike the way they carry themselves, how they talk, their lack of boundaries, respect, how uncouth most people are. And I used to be extremely extroverted, very outgoing. And nowadays, I am the complete opposite. And you want to know something? I've never been happier. In fact, I think becoming more introverted now, for most people, is the healthier, better option. And it's quite punk rock almost. Like, it's cool, it's edgy. Especially for those like me who are so outgoing. Now, if you want to protect yourself from the wrong people, stand up for yourself by setting boundaries and make sense of your treatment by the wrong people in your life, by someone who gets it, then let me help you. Book a free discovery call with me. The link's in the description and in the pinned comment just down below. So when I say I was outgoing, I really was. And I get that from both my parents. My dad, who's dead now, was a people person. He worked in hospitality and loved people. Maybe it was a different time, but he loved the energy around people and he would give off that energy as well. Same with my mother, who's a very sociable person, loves to be around people, certain types of people as well, and would prefer to do that than be on her own or spend time alone. So that's exactly how I was groomed to be in my life. So it was all about other people, and also it was about people pleasing. My parents used to say to me, always put other people first, be grateful that they're giving you the time and energy to speak to you and show you attention, etc. And especially with dating, which is where I went horribly wrong, I was told their needs matter more than you. You're lucky to be in their presence. I don't understand why I was raised to be like this, but then I followed the advice. The amount of time, energy, life and money I spent being around not just people I knew, but people in general. For example, a relaxing time for me would be getting on the train around lots of people and going to central London, a very busy, very polluted place, and just being in the hustle and bustle. Going to a busy restaurant and eating with friends or even alone, even just around people. I used to drive during the week after work to places that were busy, that were buzzing, that were packed, to feel the energy and the excitement of people. Well, what I didn't realize was I was on autopilot. I was a zombie. I was almost like a robot, programmed and manipulated to act this way because I couldn't dare be alone. When I was 21, I had a very almost traumatic situation with a guy who clearly had issues. And he was a bit of a mentor to me. And he said to me, oh, I can't be alone. I can never be alone. I can never be on my own, because if I, on my own, my thoughts go a certain way, then I don't know what I'll do to myself. I need to be out constantly. That insecurity rubbed off on me, who was like a sponge trying to take in as much information and influence as possible. So I felt the same. I couldn't dare be alone, even on a weeknight. I couldn't dare be alone with my thoughts. I had to be around people. And even if it was strangers, it was better than being alone. I lost out on the following. I lost out on time. I lost out on energy. I lost a shitload of money because I was always out doing something, eating, drinking, whatever. And I stunted my personal growth because through that emotional sponge era where I was taking on the emotions and the wisdom and the experience of others, I lost myself in the process. Had I just spent 1 week at home alone, I would have progressed much further in my life, my career, and my mental health. But I avoided it. And then everything changed for me. Especially when I found extroversion in others to be intolerable, particularly in narcissistic people. A narcissist is somebody who will go to the extreme to get attention, to show off, to have the spotlight on them. And once you're either in a friendship, exposed to, or in my case, all of these, plus dating somebody narcissistic. That's when my step to introversion really, really took stead. So I was exposed to the utter bullshit of how far these people will go to show off. The extremes of drama, the arguments, the just uncouth behavior. I thought, well, yeah, I'm extroverted, it's fun, that's what they're like, and I've got to be like that. But I used to feel exhausted, drained, and mentally just broken. But bear in mind also, from a young age, I was always out, always with people, always doing something. For almost like 20 years almost, I was just putting other people, strangers first, and neglecting my needs and neglecting myself. I was overdue burnout. I was overdue almost a mental breakdown. And the sad thing is I couldn't make a decision for myself and stick to it. And then everything changed when I finally had a moment alone. I was in a toxic relationship and we had another argument and they stormed off. And I was locked out of my house in my car, which I couldn't drive at the time, in the pouring rain, with no phone, no music, just silence of the rain hitting the dashboard. It was the first time I could genuinely remember being alone with my thoughts. And my thoughts came to me and said to me, this is not you, this is not right, and you got to walk away. Something as simple as breaking up a relationship was the catalyst for the greatest transformation of my life. It's the reason why I'm a coach now. It's the reason why you watch my videos. It's the reason why I'm in a new relationship with a new outlook in life and inspiring millions of other people as well to stand up for themselves, not with their fists nor their words, but with their feet and mental strength. And through the exhaustion, not just of the relationship, which was the tip of the iceberg, but through the years of the people pleasing, through the neglect, through the disrespect, from the betrayal, the humiliation, and the extroversion of all these people, I retreated away from society. I retreated away from socializing, dating, everything. And I faced my fears. I stayed home with no plans, no phone ringing, no social calendar. And add on top of that, I worked alone. So I had little to no human contact. I finally faced an insecurity that had kept me crippled for many, many years. And in doing so, and facing it the way I did, I recognized and I realized this isn't that bad. Okay, it can feel a bit lonely, but that's the adjustment. Okay, it's the opposite of what I'm used to, but like anything we've never experienced before, sometimes the mental imagery and our imagination is much worse than the reality. And then, as fate would have it, the world went into a lockdown. So I had no choice but to face my introversion. And it was the best experience in that respect to realize that it wasn't that bad. And I made a solemn vow to myself that I would never be the same again. I would never be that social butterfly. I would never people please the same way. I'd have better boundaries and self-respect. And if I was to be extroverted, I'd do it productively. In fact, I've been on YouTube for a few years now, and for the first 3 years, I never showed my face. I was terrified. So this is as extroverted as it gets for me. And I know I'm putting myself online, but I think I'm doing so out of value to help people and inspire others to hear this message who desperately need to feel understood. When I was an extrovert, a social butterfly, when I enjoyed or thought I enjoyed all these things, I was never understood. And the core reason why is I never understood myself, which is a fundamental lesson we all must learn, no matter where we are with coaching, personal development, and so on. If you do not know who you are, then the world will tell you who you are, and you'll believe it. And 9 times out of 10, the world will be wrong. I don't want you to make that mistake. I don't want idiots to dictate to you your opinions, your feelings, your personality, your wants, needs, and desires. I want you to become acquainted with yourself and take as much time as you need before you step back out into society, socializing and everything, into the firing line as well. The reason why I hate people is because they never understood me. They certainly never appreciated me and disrespected me. And now, especially these last few years, this goes beyond the wrong people in my life and to a societal thing. Whether you're going on a plane on a much needed vacation and people are shouting, screaming, kids are running riot and having no regard at all for your space, your sanity. When you pay through the nose for services, either in a hotel, a restaurant that are supposed to be upmarket even, and you get the bare minimum and you don't get your money's worth and you end up feeling worse. When you can't communicate with people and they can't communicate with you, when you're on the bus or on the train and people are blaring their music out of their phone, when you meet strangers who lie and bullshit to you that they're good people, oh yeah, you know, I like the things that you do, and they gaslight and manipulate you, only to stab you in the back weeks later. When you live in a place where you think you can trust people and they cannot be trusted, and you get betrayal after betrayal after betrayal. The biggest mistake you can make is to keep forcing yourself back out there doing the same thing. The answer is key is to go inwardly, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Many people lack the emotional depth, maturity, and the intelligence to do this. Instead, they throw themselves right out into the lion's den every single day, expecting different results, expecting things to get better. And they come home battered and bruised, moaning and complaining and resentful, or worse, with their head in the sand, gaslighting themselves that everything's going to be okay. So as a result of being introverted, I attracted more success in my life and business, more self-respect, more confidence, the right relationship, and the right foundations for the future that I never thought I needed, but now desperately want. When we are surrounded by the noise, when we're surrounded by the bullshit, when we're throwing ourselves out there and expecting others to get us, understand us, that damages our psyche, our motivation, our character and personality. It's not about being aggressive. It's not about being assertive as such. Like I said, it's about knowing who you are. I know who I am. And I certainly know who I'm not. I am not an extrovert. I am not a people pleaser. I'm not a party animal. I am not as outgoing as I thought I was. I'm humble. I'm modest. I'm relaxed. But around good people who get me, understand me, respect me, and match my energy, I'm the most amazing person. The opposite, I'm cold, I'm distant, I'm drained, and I'm miserable. And most likely, when you really think about it, you probably think and act the same. Like I said, if you really want to make sense of who you are, protect yourself the right way without violence or swearing or anything like that, and just doing the deep work to realize where this came from, the programming, the mindset shifts you need with somebody who gets it, who's done it himself, and help many others do the same, let me help you. Book a free discovery call with me. The link's in the description down below. It's a shame what's happened to people in society, but it's a shame for them, not people like us, because, like I said, we're the edgy ones. We're the cool ones. It really is punk rock to be an introvert. Are you sick and tired of feeling stuck in life or being weighed down by endless struggles? Maybe you're exhausted from being walked all over, or tired of never having boundaries, or not saying no, walking away, or stuck in toxic cycles and situations. Well, imagine breaking free from all of that, feeling powerful and totally in control of your life. When you work with me, there's no BS, no fluff, just real, personal transformation.
I won't lie, his direct no BS approach made me feel uncomfortable at times, but was absolutely necessary to reveal my blind spots that were holding me back to become the best version of myself.
He told me things I didn't want to hear but I needed to hear, and it's helped me find myself again and to move on from it all and to rebuild and to come out stronger.
Now, you've seen my journey on YouTube about the power of walking away from the wrong people, overcoming addiction, handling grief, empowering myself from being rock bottom. But this isn't about me. This is not my story. This is your story. Imagine having a life on your terms, having a healthier, better relationship, being able to overcome your struggles and actually be at peace and taste happiness, maybe for the first time ever in your life.
I was skeptical at first, as he's not the cheapest, but my concerns were immediately put to rest when he presented a step-by-step detailed breakdown of my new life plan for me to follow immediately after the call.
I had a session with SCG. I just think that it was very, very beneficial, and he helped me work through my structure and path moving forward.
Now, other coaches fail when it comes to getting real results because they offer you generic advice that is not catered to you. It's a one-size-fits-all program, and it's a load of BS.
After watching countless videos on YouTube regarding heartbreak, I noticed that they were all similar. Go to the gym, hang around with friends, find a hobby, and all that other BS basically. Yeah, that's great advice, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't the advice that I needed. That's when I came across SCG's videos.
But I'm different. I listen to you. I take notes. I ask the deep questions and personalize and cater to your needs to take you from where you are now to where you truly want to be. And it's a lot easier and simpler than you think.
What I appreciate the most is how SCG tailored the session to my specific needs and goals. After questioning and analysing my unique background and story, I feel he over-delivered, proving his genuine passion for his clients.
I totally recommend, if you're reaching out, if you're looking into having somebody who can listen with understanding and help you kind of bring different perspectives to what you're dealing with.
So here's what I want you to do. If you are genuinely serious about change and personal transformation, book a free discovery call right now down below. And also check out the testimonials from real people and real success stories of men and even women who've turned their lives around thanks to me. There are only limited spots available, to take advantage of this now, and it's only for serious people who are serious about change. So let's not delay. Let's not keep you where you are now, stuck in the same cycles, the same routines for another year. Let's work together and break free together and live life finally on your terms.
Truly, thank you, SCG.
I really appreciate you, SCG.
If you're going through something similar, he could help you also.
If you're thinking of coaching with him, try it out for sure. Reach out.
If you're struggling too, especially with heartbreak, or just like I am, or anything else for that matter, then please reach out to SCG. Book your free consultation, and I can assure you, you won't regret it. You can't put a price on your health, especially your mental health.